Hey, this is Steve Domenico from Regional Fight Sports, and I have a special guest. I've been waiting all week for this kid to come on. He's got a big title fight coming on August 18th for Cage Titans, fighting for the Bantamweight Pro Belt against Johnny Cupcakes Campbell. I have Jay Perrin, Savage Perrin, on the phone with a lot to say. What's going on, my friend?
How you doing, Steve?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic, my man, as always.
So you asked for the belt. You have been lobbying on social media for the belt. You had an impressive win. You got called up at this last Cage Titans 39, and the belt is up for your challenge, brother. How you feeling, and what's going on, buddy?
I feel like that belt's already mine, man. I deserve that belt. I've been in this sport for too damn long for me not to have a belt. You know what I mean, amateur or pro. You know, and if there's a bunch of quote unquote champions that won't defend their belts, then I'm just gonna come and take it from them. Excellent.
And the belt you're going after is the Bantamweight Pro Belt that Johnny Cupcakes has held for a while now. How you feeling about challenging Johnny? What are you thinking about Johnny? What are you thinking?
Johnny's been around for a long time, man. Like I've known and watched Johnny fight for years and years now, even since I was an amateur. So I know that he's got a lot of experience and things like that. But I just find it funny that he won his belt 4 years ago. He's had 11 fights at 35, or most of them at 35, and none of those fights were for his belt. I'm sorry, if that was the UFC or any major promotion, you would have gotten stripped, my guy. I mean, you're not Conor McGregor or anything like that. You don't pull numbers like that. So I know that maybe in Plymouth you sell some tickets, but other than that, my guy, I don't think that you really have ground to not defend your title. I think that if that's going to be the case, you should be stripped of it. But you sell tickets, so obviously people aren't going to disagree with you and shit.
Now, Jay, do you think you calling him out for the belt, and with the how much how impressive you looked at the Cage Titans in their cage, which could be your cage, you know what I mean, down the line.
It is my cage.
It is your cage, all right. Do you think you smoked him out to let you have this title challenge?
I don't think that he wanted to fight me. I think that he thought that I'm a legitimate threat to him, and I'm not a bum in any way, shape, or form. And like the rest of the people that he's been fighting, you know what I mean. The last legitimate person that he fought really was Dan Cormier, and Dan Cormier walks around at like $115 soaking wet. And since then, he's fought bumps. Like, look at his Tapology or anything like that. 1-4, 3-7. He lost to a guy within his title reign at 6-15. That's crazy to me. I think that I've been campaigning for it, and I painted him into a corner, and at this point, people are talking about it. Before I came along, people were talking about how Johnny Cupcakes is the next person to go to the UFC. And, I came along, I'm like, why? Why is he the one that's going to the UFC? Because he hasn't fought anybody that's legitimate in the longest time. And everybody that he's won against is with losing records. You know what I mean? Any person with a winning record that he faces, he either loses to or can't finish. So why is it that this guy's getting hyped up so much, when all he's fighting is trash cans? At least my guys have winning records. You know what I mean? Sean Rawl, before going into my fight with him in April, had 2 26-second head kicks into chokeouts. Sorry, that's pretty impressive to do twice in a row. So, as opposed to nothing against Seth Baszler, I got nothing for him, but he got choked out by, Johnny's boy in 45 seconds. And then Johnny's like, oh, I'll take that fight because I know I can win. So I think that I smoked him out, and he's being painted into a corner with me.
Well, Jay, it sounds like you've been like checking him out pretty much, man. You got your homework done on this guy, man. How long? Like you said, you've known Johnny for a long time. He's been around for a long time, and this year was actually the first time you fought for a Cage Titans, right? This is going to be your third fight for them, correct?
Yep. Exactly.
So you're fairly new, and you're already making waves in there. You're getting, not that you don't deserve it, because you really do. You're impressive. You fought for Bellator. You're a big name. You come out of a great camp, and you produce. Yep. So you should get the title shot, and you promote a fight, and you're promoting this one, man. What are you thinking? You know, Johnny's been around a long time. You're young. I don't know how old Johnny is, and like you said, he hasn't fought for the belt in 4 years. What are you looking to do in there? How do you look? You match up with Johnny on paper?
I think I'm a better version of Johnny. I think that I do everything a little bit better than him. I would say that my striking and the discrepancy between us is far and above. Like I'm head and shoulders above him as far as striking goes. He hasn't changed his tactics in like 2 years. He takes people down and he grapple fucks them, and then he'll choke them out if they give him something. But like he goes against people that have no jits game. Like Baszler has no ground game. He knew that. As soon as Baszler started to touch him on the feet, he took him down and he took him out, which is whatever. I totally agree with that. But before he could take Baszler out, he had a few good scrambles with him, and I'm like, well, that's not going to happen with me. When he fought Dan Cormier, right, last year, Dan Cormier, like I said, was a $115 soaking wet, and he could barely hold Dan down at 25 at his natural weight class. He couldn't pass his guard very well, so I think that Johnny's a little bit full of himself when he thinks that he's just going to walk in and choke me out. He's been saying that since January, but I just don't see it. I don't see any place in this fight where he is dominant over me in any capacity. So maybe that's just me being biased because I believe in myself, but if it stays standing, he's going to sleep in the first 3.
Well, on social media and watching, listening to a couple interviews with Johnny and listening to you guys are both, 100% confident you're going to go in there, at least, in the eyes of us, where we're seeing both of you guys confident. He's saying he's gonna, beat you up in there, basically. He says you haven't fought the guys he's fought. He's saying that you are on a level he used to be on. He's way beyond that. You're trying to catch him. What do you say to that?
What do what can you say to that? Obviously, he's not going to sit there and say that he's probably going to beat me up one way or another. He's got to tell himself that he's going to beat me. You know what I mean? It's just, on paper, yeah, he looks like the better guy, but I've watched him fight. I've been studying him for years. It's not like I knew one day I was going to end up matching up with this guy. And so I've done my homework here, right? As far as him standing, if he really thinks that he's going to stand and bang with me, he's in for a very rude awakening. My wrestling is just as good. What is he going to do? Try and put me down? You know what I mean? The other day, someone sent me like a status of him saying he did like 14 5-minute rounds as if it was something that was impressive. Dog, that's 70 minutes of jiu-jitsu. That's a regular jiu-jitsu class. You're ready, dude, if that's what you're doing. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just think it's kind of ridiculous that he thinks that he's just going to walk in against a bigger, stronger, faster, and more athletic opponent and thinks that he's just going to stomp me over. You know what I mean? Johnny can say whatever he wants. He can even get in my face. I'm just going to laugh at him and put my knuckles through his teeth.
I love it, man. I love it on social media between you two guys. I can't wait till this night. What are you doing in preparation for it? Because this is a big deal for you, and it is. It's going to be all over Flow Combat. This can, this win right here, holding that professional belt from Cage Titans, this could loft you into, the UFC or some, wherever you want to go. So
exactly.
Is there pressure on you, or are you feeling more pressure is on Johnny in this fight?
I think all the pressure's on Johnny. If you think about it, like he said, I'm young, and I'm younger than him, and I'm still early in my career. If you think about it, man, he's a lot older than I am. He's been around. He's got more miles on his body than I do. He's got a title to lose that he's never defended. So I don't want to hear that his cardio is better than me because he's never been to a 4th or a 5th round ever. So I don't want to hear any comparison about that because you have to defend your belts in order to go to the 4th and 5th round. Let's see, he's going to lose his title, that win streak. Like I said before, everybody was talking about how he's going to go to the UFC. But if you lose all that, my guy, then, where are you? Now you're just 16-10, and you lost to the first legitimate guy that actually stepped up to fight you. You know what I mean? So he loses all of that in one night. And that's a lot of years of work to just get trounced on in your hometown.
Speaking of his hometown, how you feeling about, you've been at Cage Titans fighting other opponents. It seems like you're welcomed, very welcome there. The crowd really enjoys you. What do you think going in there? How's this crowd gonna? How you think they're gonna react to this fight?
Plymouth is a cupcakes crowd. That's a fact. He's from there. That's that's his hometown. I totally get it. I'll probably get booed more than anything because I'm talking shit. That's what I do. So I mean, I get it. Like I'm not worried about getting booed. You know what I mean? It makes it even better when all I can hear is my corners talking, and the hundreds of people that he's got there cheering for him are dead silent because he's on the ground trying to wake up. So that doesn't bother me. I got a strong following myself, man, throughout New England. So I'll have fans there. I'll have fans coming from Manchester, Nashua, Lowell. Once I take this belt, dog, I'm taking Cage Titans to Lowell and defending it at home. We're going to sell out the auditorium.
Nice. That was going to be my next question, brother. The belt's been stagnant for a little while. You get that belt wrapped around you. You looking to stay busy with it? What are you looking to do with that thing?
My general plan was, dude, I hate cutting weight during Thanksgiving and Christmas time. You know what I mean? So if I get another contract, if say I come in, I win, I take the belt. I'd like to defend it around October. You know what I mean? Or maybe like early November if they're having a Cage Titans. If that can't happen, then I'll do it as soon as January. But I've been working real hard. This will be my third fight in 6 months. So I'm trying to relax a little bit, give my body a break if we can't get it done by October. But I plan on defending my belt within the first 6 months of attaining it. So no one's got to worry about me passing by 4 years and riding on the coattails of being called champ like some people.
Well, I love it, my friend. Always a pleasure talking to you. I love watching it on social media. There's a lot of time until this fight happens, so there's going to be a lot to enjoy. Brother, yell out how we get in touch with you, how we watch all the stuff going on in social media. Throw it out there, bro.
My Facebook is Jason Patrick. If I knew how to change it to Jay Perrin, I would. But follow me on Facebook. On Instagram, it's @savage_Perrin23. I don't have a Twitter. Snapchat is ninja_skill_234. You can watch me talking shit, training with the best training partners in the world. That's Sit Yo Tong. You know what I mean? We're not the South Shore isn't the only people that have brought UFC fighters up there. So you know what I mean? As successful as they've been, we're brutal. We come to play. We got world champions and Chip Pollard and Muay Thai champions and all type of different people. That's all we do. We collect heads and titles. So follow me on all that stuff, and I'll see you at the fight.
Awesome, my bro. Bro, I love the name. I always love saying Savage Perrin, man. I've watched him many times fight in Bellator, Cage Titans, up north. Popular all over the place. Thanks for coming on, brother. We'll definitely talk down the line. Maybe have you on a live podcast a couple of weeks before the show. And, we'll blow it up, bro.
Sounds good to me, Steve.
All right, my man. Take care and train safe, bro, and go get it.
You too, brother. I'll see you when I bring his head on a silver platter for you. We'll put it on the podcast.
All right, come on in.
All right, my man.
All right, bro.